Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to be talking about something that a lot of builders are wrestling with right now: AI voice agents. Specifically, how do you use these things to capture leads on your website without totally creeping out your users and destroying their trust? It's a huge dilemma because this tech has the power to be a game changer, but like with so many things, the devil is absolutely in the details.
And you can see the promise, right? It's so tempting. You get instant 24/7 lead capture. No more missed opportunities. It's this engine that's always on, always ready to qualify leads. I mean, on paper, it's the perfect way to boost conversions and engage with every single person who hits your site.
But then there's the reality. And the reality is that actually putting one of these things into practice is, well, it's a total minefield. You're suddenly dealing with user friction, broken trust, consent issues. It's a mess if you're not careful. Honestly, one wrong step here and you could do way more harm than good for your brand.
So it really all boils down to this core conflict. It's like walking a tightrope. On one side, you've got speed, faster responses, hitting those conversion KPIs, scaling up your operations. But on the other side, you've got trust. And that's everything: user comfort, data privacy, your long-term brand image. If you lean too far one way or the other, the whole thing just comes crashing down.
All right, so that's the big picture. But how does this actually play out when you're in the trenches building one of these things? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to break down 3, let's call them make or break decisions. And this is where you see experts really start to agree and sometimes really disagree.
Okay, decision number 1. This is a big one. Let's call it the identity crisis. Should the agent come right out and say, "Hey, I'm an AI," or do you try to pass it off as human? It's a huge fundamental question about transparency, and this is where you see that tension pop up immediately. The consensus view, what almost every expert will tell you, is be transparent. Just be honest. It builds trust, it manages expectations, simple. But then you've got the controversy, right? A lot of teams are genuinely scared that if the first thing the bot says is, "I'm a bot," users are just going to close the window. They think it'll kill engagement.
And this quote from Help Scout just nails the consensus view. It says, "Tell customers when they're talking to a bot. It's good practice regardless. This is an opportunity to show your brand's personality." See? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Being transparent isn't a weakness, it's actually your chance to build that trust we've been talking about.
So what's the recommended default here? Simple. Disclose it. Be clear, be friendly, and be upfront about it. What's so interesting is that the research shows people are way more forgiving of a bot's quirks and mistakes if you just tell them it's a bot from the get-go. It sets the right expectations.
All right, let's move on to decision number 2. And this one is a classic battle between sales goals and user experience. The question is, when do you ask for their contact info? Do you do it up front, or do you wait until after you've actually helped them? And again, you see this split. The consensus from basically everyone in UX is deliver value first. You build trust, you help them out, and then you get higher quality leads. It makes sense. But the other side, the controversy, is all about efficiency. It's the voice saying, grab that lead info now, capture every single person, no matter what. And think about it from the user side. This quote here says it all. People want help, not to feel interrogated. I mean, nobody wants that, right? When a chatbot immediately asks for your email, it just feels like you're being cornered. It disrupts the whole flow. And honestly, if you don't show them why they should give you their info, they're probably just going to type in a fake email anyway.
So yeah, the recommended path here is pretty clear. It's what we call the give to get approach. You give them help first, and then you ask for their contact info so you can give them even more value. You earn it. It's a simple idea, but it's so powerful.
Okay, on to our third and final make or break decision. This is the automation dilemma. How much do you actually automate versus how much do you hand off to a real human being? Do you go for a 100% robot run show, or do you make sure there's an easy escape hatch to a person?
So the consensus here is pretty strong. Use AI for the front line, for the simple questions and answers, but always provide a super clear, super easy path to a human. The controversy? Well, that's driven by the desire to fully automate everything to save money and be available 24/7. And look, maybe that works if you're dealing with tons of low-stakes questions, but if you're selling something complex or expensive, full automation is a massive gamble. This quote from Steph Lundberg, a CX expert, just hits the nail on the head. Make it easy for others to talk to a human. Customer needs come first. The big takeaway is you never want a user to feel trapped by your bot. That's a terrible feeling.
Just knowing that a human is an option, even if they never click it, is this huge psychological safety net. So what's the move? The recommended default is to have a human in the loop, a safety net. Think of it this way. The AI is your greeter and your first line of defense, handling the easy stuff instantly. But you always have a human expert ready to jump in for the complex, nuanced conversations. It's about augmenting your team, not trying to completely replace them.
Okay, so we've covered the 3 big strategic decisions. But now, let's get into the weeds. Let's talk about the edge cases. All those little, unexpected things that can go wrong and completely derail the user experience. This is where we go from theory to practice. And this was one of the most surprising things we found in the research. We actually identified over 30, 30, potential failure points. We're talking everything from simple stuff like the AI non-understanding someone with background noise, all the way to really serious data privacy nightmares. The list of what can go wrong is long.
So let's talk about a classic anti-pattern. This is what not to do. It's the interrogation. You know what I mean. The bot just starts firing off questions, name, email, phone, before it's even said hello properly. It's basically a web form in disguise. And it's a guaranteed way to get people to either leave immediately or just give you fake info, because you've shown them your only goal is to take their data, not to help.
So what's the pattern that does work? It's that give to get idea again. Here's how it works. Step 1, you greet the user and ask what they need. Simple. Step 2, you actually give them a helpful answer. You provide real value. Step 3, then you offer to send them more helpful stuff. And only then, step 4, do you politely ask for their email so you can send it. See the difference? You've completely flipped the script. Now they want to give you their email. Okay, great. Let's pull all this together into what we can call the proven playbook. We're moving from design principles to practical tactics for success. How do you actually make this work with your CRM and your sales team? First things first, you have to avoid the garbage in, garbage out problem. Your CRM has to be set up to handle the awesome data these AI agents can collect. And I'm not just talking about name and email. We're talking about their intent, their pain point, their timeline, and super, super important, consent flags. Did they agree to be recorded? Did they agree to be contacted? You have to track this stuff. And if you're wondering why this integration is so critical, check this out. The boost in your chances of actually connecting with a lead is 100 times higher if you follow up within 5 minutes compared to waiting just 30 minutes. 100 times. That's not a typo. That's the power of having a smooth, fast workflow from the AI agent right into your sales team's hands.
So this all kind of leaves us with one big question to chew on. Is the ultimate goal here a perfect, flawless AI that does everything on its own? Or is it a perfect partnership between AI and humans? Maybe the real endgame isn't about replacement at all. Maybe it's about creating a seamless system where bots and people work together to give users the absolute best experience possible. Something to think about.